Do a few more examples from the 5.3 day 1 notes with you. So I would get out your chapter 5 packets, go to 5.3 day 1, which we started yesterday, so Tuesday, and we did pretty much most of the front page. We got through 1 through 4, which is good. We're not going to worry about example 5 or example 6. They're ones that are arranged in kind of a weird order, and we're not even going to mess with those this year. And then if you go to the back page, we only got through the first example, so we're going to do a few more of these. Something you need to remember when we do elimination is that you are looking for something that will cancel out, right? Like remember, a -5 will cancel with a +5. A +3 will cancel with a -3, things like that. So if you take a look at number 6, that's where we left off. We have the equation -10x minus 4y equals -6, and -4x minus 4y equals -24. Now, a -10x and a -4x will not cancel. And a -4y and a -4y also won't cancel, but if you had a -4y and a +4y, it would cancel. This is like the one we did right at the end of class, where it wouldn't quite cancel the way it was written, but if we subtracted, it would work. So this is one of the ones where we have a 4y and a 4y, but our signs don't quite look the way we want. So what we need to do is go through, and we're going to actually subtract, because remember, if you subtract here, a negative and a negative is going to make this a positive, right? And a -4y will cancel with a +4y. So since our signs are the same here, we don't want that. We want opposite signs. So we're going to go through and switch all our signs on this bottom equation to make it something that will cancel. So if you want, you can start with the one that you want to make cancel. So we want this -4y to cancel with this -4y. So on the bottom equation, I'm going to make that -4y a +4y. And a -4y will cancel with a +4y. Let me see if I can try my other stylist here. I left my good one at work. So, okay, that kind of works. All right, so if I make that a positive, then I need to go through and switch all the signs in my bottom equation. So this -4x in the front needs to also become a positive, and the -24 needs to switch and become a positive. Now you can go through and combine your like terms just like we did yesterday. A -10x plus 4x will give you -6x. A -4y and a +4y will cancel, and a -6 plus 24 will give you 18. Then we're going to divide both sides by -6, and x is going to equal 18 divided by -6, which is -3. So now we know our x. So you can take your x and plug it into either of your original equations where you see x. Now, anytime you have to switch anything around with an equation, change signs, whatever it is, when you plug your number back in, I would always pick the one that you haven't done anything with. We kind of already messed with this bottom problem. We wrote it differently. So I'm going to take this -3x, or this -3, and I'm going to plug it in for x on the top equation because I haven't messed with that one at all. So what we're going to do here is do our fill in the blank. -10 parentheses minus 4y equals -6. And we're plugging in our -3 there. So let's plug that in and then simplify. We need to distribute first. So -10 times -3 will give you 30 minus 4y equals -6. Then you need to move this 30 over because there's no y on it. It's a +30. So remember, when you move it over, it's going to become a -30. So negative 4y equals negative 36. Divide by negative 4. And you're going to get that y is 9. And then last thing, don't forget, we need to write our final answer as a coordinate point, negative 3, 9. Okay. Let's do number 7 and 8. And then I have a little practice activity for you guys. So if you look at number 7, we have a 3x minus 9y over equals 27, and a negative x minus 9y equals 15. Here you can see you have two negative 9y's. So we can make these cancel, we just got to switch one of our signs, right? One of these negative 9y's needs to become a positive 9y. I always just like to change the bottom one when I can. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I just try to keep it consistent. So in order to make these 9y's cancel, I want to make this bottom one a positive, because a negative 9y will cancel with a positive. But if I change that sign, I need to change all the other signs in that bottom equation. So I'm going to make this negative x a positive x, and I'm going to make the positive 15 a negative 15. Now I can go through and combine. So 3x and x will give me 4x. My y's will cancel, and 27 minus 15 is 12. Then divide by 4. And you're going to get that x equals 3. Now that you know x is 3, you can take it and plug it into one of your original equations. I like to plug it into the one that I haven't changed anything with, so that in this case would be the top one. And then we're going to do our fill in the blank. 3 times whatever we got for x minus 9y equals 27. We're going to plug in our 3 for x, and then we need to simplify. You should distribute first. So 3 times 3 is 9, minus 9y equals 27. We want to get y all by itself, so you can use your 2-column method, or just think if you want to move that 9 over, it's a positive. So to move it over, we need to make it a negative. So that'll leave us with negative 9y equals, and 27 minus 9 is 18. Divide both sides by negative 9. And 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. Remember, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And then don't forget to write your final answer as a coordinate point, 3, negative 2. And remember, guys, if at any point I'm going too fast for you, just pause, right? Pause while you write some things down, and then you can keep going. I'm just trying to make sure the video is not super long. And then last thing I want to do is number 8. You have an x plus 2y equals 16, and an x plus 2y equals 8. Now you'll notice an x and an x, those match. A 2y and a 2y, those match. But a positive and a positive won't cancel, and another positive and a positive won't cancel. So same idea. Remember, you want one of each sign, one positive, one negative. So on this bottom equation, I'm going to make this first x a negative. Now, if I make that a negative, I need to go through and switch everybody. So this bottom 2y is going to become a negative, and the 8's also going to become a negative. Now we're going to go through and combine. X minus x is actually going to cancel. 2y minus 2y is actually going to cancel, and you're going to be left with 0 on the left-hand side. Everything cancels. And then here you'll have 16 minus 8, which is 8. 0 does not equal 8, so we say no solution. Remember, when you get something that is a true statement, or if you get something that's a false statement, it's no solution. True statements are all real numbers. Okay, so make sure you try these out. If you need to, go back and watch the video from yesterday. And now you're going to do a short Google slide practice like we did the other day. And make sure you download it and then submit it so I can give you guys some points and check out the work you did. Just email me if you have questions, and have a great day.